My name is Adriana Villegas, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker here at Mindful Therapy Group. On my spare time, some of the things I enjoy doing is going outdoors. I really enjoy shaking some energy, going dancing. I also enjoy being with my family, and I also appreciate just tuning in into some workshops and learning on the newest trends of mental health. Typical clients that I work with range in ages. I'm very much of a generalist therapist. I enjoy working with diverse ages and individuals. I like working with teens, adults, couples, families. I'm hoping to work with groups. I am trained in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm certified in eye movement desensitization reprocessing, which is for trauma. I really enjoy working with individuals who have been impacted by trauma. When I was trained, I really enjoyed that. I became certified so that I could really support people in the specifics of trauma. And so that's my specialty. When I was in high school, I just knew that I wanted to be able to support people through challenges. And it was just so exciting for me to be able to hear and explore solutions. That's what was exciting for me. It was challenging to hear that people were struggling, or friends or family or people in the community. And so I was eager to go through education to really prepare myself to support people to solutions. And so that's the exciting part for me, when I'm able to hear the challenges, and then I'm hoping to use what I've learned through evidence-based practices that work. And so that's the part that's very rewarding for me, when people find solutions to symptoms that they're experiencing, and sometimes just regulating that it's inevitable to experience some emotions. They're all normal, they're part of our humanness, but that we can help ourselves to regulate, to cope effectively, rather than in ways that could be negative impact to us long term. And so that's the very rewarding part of my job, to be able to assist people to work and digest what they're going through. Some coping strategies that I would suggest when undergoing these experiences of trauma would be to be mindful of what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, welcoming that sensation and being able to explore it under the guidance of a clinical support, a therapist, be a psychologist, therapist, social worker. So that's the very valuable importance of coming to therapy, that you can be guided through what you feel rather than the avoidance, because it's inevitable that it does leave some effects when you're exposed to trauma. Some coping strategies and skills that we might use would be mindfulness, breathing box, self-regulation through what we experience, so that we can cope adaptively in safe ways that are helpful for long term. I might incorporate writing, some exercises. I really enjoy hands-on, being able to process by writing, doing evidence-based tools that are helpful. And I also like to measure what the stress levels are over time. As we're doing therapy, it's really important to be able to measure if the treatment is working. So being able to measure what you're experiencing. How to be able to use the breathing box would be being able to inhale mindfully, being able to hold and feel the distress that you feel because of the intensity of stress, of some external factor, being able to recognize that the feeling is there, that the emotion of anger, stress, or frustration is there, irritability, and being able to exhale mindfully, releasing and practicing repetitively, breathing mindfully and releasing mindfully, as well as when you hold that the distress is there, but you can mindfully let it go. It's the repetition in a practice that can be very helpful to reduce stress. My approach in therapy is very holistic. I recognize that there's body, mind, and spirit needs. And so recognizing the physical needs we have, the emotional, psychological, as well as spiritual needs, whatever that may mean to that person. Some of the self-care needs can be assessed as we first initiate therapy. We will assess some of the practices you're already using that are very beneficial and helpful to you. A strengths assessment will be completed as well to be able to use the strengths you already do possess. You come in with a lot of abilities and skills, and I enjoy recognizing that about each person. What's helped you to cope with life? What's helped you to swim through and navigate? What do you have already in your toolbox? And then we will explore other ones that you can additionally incorporate and that would work for you. And if you are interested, we can do that. Under circumstances where there's crisis, I would recommend to be able to ground yourself if you can, being able to connect with your senses and try to keep calm. Contact somebody that can support you, if that may be the crisis line, your therapist, as well as loved ones that can be there for you and help you effectively. Under crisis, our common skills and strategies might be compromised. We may not be in our best ability to cope as effectively as we would do if we're not in crisis. So help from your support system is critical. Support from those who care and know you best. A crisis plan is really effective and helpful, and you can create one once you are able to see your therapist. Under crisis, we may struggle to know what to do. Connecting with your senses and grounding could be very helpful. And also knowing that crisis can take from 4 weeks to 6 weeks to regulate and be back to your highest functioning. And so it's really helpful to know that you don't have to be alone through those 4 to 6 weeks that you from when you first experienced crisis. It's going to take some time to regulate and be back to your best functioning skills and abilities, and that it is okay that you receive some support when you experience challenges from crisis.